The moment she leaned over the seat and jabbed a finger at my wife's belly, I knew this flight was about to spiral. Her voice was sugary, almost fake, but her eyes demanded something that wasn't hers. The next word stunned the row into silence, and I had no idea the captain would soon get involved. I was by the window, my pregnant wife beside me, hands folded carefully over her stomach as the plane hummed. This flight should have been simple, quiet, uncomfortable, but manageable. She was 7 months along, exhausted, and we paid extra to sit together. Not first class, nothing fancy, just standard economy. But together mattered. I kept checking on her, adjusting vents, handing her water, trying to make the flight easier. Then I noticed her, the woman across the aisle, turning repeatedly to stare. At first, I thought nothing of it. People stare on planes. But the glances sharpened, lingering on my wife's belly, then snapping back to our faces like she was evaluating us. Neatly dressed, hair pulled tight, lips pressed into a line of judgment. The kind of person who looked like rules existed solely to serve her. The seatbelt sign was still on when she suddenly unbuckled and leaned halfway into our row. "Excuse me," she said, smiling in a way that didn't reach her eyes. "I need you to swap seats with me." I blinked. "I'm sorry." She pointed behind her. "My seat's back there, middle seat. I don't like it. And your wife is pregnant. She shouldn't be sitting here anyway." The words hit wrong immediately. My wife stiffened, fingers tightening on the armrest. Heat rose in my chest. "We paid for these seats," I said firmly. "We're sitting together for a reason." Her smile vanished. "Practicality," she snapped. "Pregnant women should be considerate. I need more space." That was when I realized this wasn't a request. It was a demand. Audacity frozen into a single, impossible expectation. Around us, other passengers pretended not to listen, but tension crackled in the air. My wife tried to speak, voice caught in her throat. Vulnerable, embarrassed. It made something inside me harden. "We're not moving," I said, firmer. Her face darkened. "Unbelievable," she muttered loudly. "People like you think the world revolves around them." She waved toward my wife's belly. "If she can't handle flying, she should stay home." Shock froze me. Every eye in the row turned. My wife's eyes glistened, close to tears, not quite. I leaned slightly toward her, shielding her from the glare. "Please go back to your seat. You're making a scene." She scoffed. "Oh, I'll make sure this gets handled." Then she hit the call button like she was ordering room service. A flight attendant appeared, calm and professional. The woman launched into a loud, twisted explanation. We were refusing a reasonable accommodation. My wife was exploiting her condition, and she deserved our seats more. The attendant's polite smile tightened as she glanced between us. My wife whispered, "I'm sorry," as if any of this were her fault. My heart pounded, anger and disbelief mixing. I only wanted a smooth flight. Instead, we were being judged, accused, humiliated before we'd even taken off. The attendant excused herself to speak with the cockpit. Karen crossed her arms, smirking, confident she'd already won. The wait dragged. Engines idled, cabin lights dimmed, and Karen, arms crossed, exaggerated sighs, rolling her eyes, made sure everyone knew how inconvenient she was. My wife gripped my hand under the armrest, breathing slowly, one hand on her belly. Tension sharpened my focus, anger simmering. When the attendant returned with another crew member, Karen leaned forward again. "I already explained," she said, voice rising. I asked nicely. They refused. Pregnant. Clearly uncomfortable. It's unsafe for her to sit there. I shouldn't suffer because of poor planning. Poor planning. Weeks in advance. Fully booked. I interrupted. "We paid for these seats. My wife is fine where she is. You don't decide for her." Karen snapped at me. "Don't raise your voice." Though I hadn't. I know my rights. Airlines must accommodate passengers with needs, and I need legroom. The attendant held up a hand, trying to calm things. Karen wasn't done. She gestured at my wife. "Look at her. Stressed. Bad for the baby. Anything happens, it's on you." That crossed a line. My wife finally spoke, voice quiet but trembling. "Stop talking about me as if I'm not here. I didn't ask anything from you. Karen blinked, surprised, then annoyed. See, she said to the attendants. She's emotional. Exactly my point. Around us, people had stopped pretending not to listen. A man across the aisle frowned. Someone behind muttered, "Unreal." But Karen fed off the more she leaned back and crossed her arms, the bolder she became. "I want to speak to the captain," she demanded. "This is discrimination." The word hung in the cabin like smoke. Discrimination against her. The attendants exchanged a quick look. One nodded slowly. "Please remain seated. We'll escalate this." Karen leaned back, satisfied, a smug little curl at the edge of her lips. My wife's breathing had quickened, tiny tremors running through her. Guilt slammed into me. The stress, the tension, the fact I couldn't shield her completely. I whispered that everything would be okay, even though I wasn't sure how it would be. Minutes crawled by, then the intercom crackled. The captain's voice, calm and authoritative, filled the cabin. He asked for the lead flight attendant. Karen shot me a triumphant look, the one that said, "See? I told you so." The lead attendant leaned close to the captain near the front, heads together. Karen craned her neck, trying to eavesdrop. When she couldn't, she huffed loudly and muttered about incompetence. My wife leaned her head on my shoulder, exhausted. For a fleeting moment, I thought about giving in just to make it stop. That thought made me angrier at myself. We weren't wrong here. The captain spoke again over the intercom, firmer this time. He addressed Karen by seat number, instructing her to remain seated and stop interfering with boarding procedures. Her small smile faltered. She straightened, suddenly alert, calculating. A flight attendant leaned down quietly beside us. "Sir, ma'am, the captain would like to speak with you after takeoff." Karen's head snapped toward us. "Why them?" she demanded. No one answered, and confusion, and first in a worry, showed across her face. The plane finally lifted, city lights shrinking beneath us, but the tension didn't lift with it. Karen sat rigidly, no smirks, no signs of irritation. She kept watching the front, us, the crew, like she could see the outcome in their movements. My wife rested against the seat, eyes closed, one hand still on her stomach. I focused on her breathing, steady, slow, reminded myself to remain calm. For her, about 20 minutes into flight, the seatbelt sign dinged off. Almost immediately, the lead flight attendant returned, crouching beside us. "The captain would like to see you both for a moment, if that's okay." Karen didn't even try to hide it now. "This is ridiculous," she snapped. "I'm the one who complained." The attendant didn't glance at her, repeating, "Sir, ma'am," patiently waiting for us to stand. That's when the shift happened. Heads turned, whispers spread. Karen's face flushed red, and she sank into her seat like the floor had disappeared beneath her. Walking up the aisle felt unreal. My heart pounded. My wife squeezed my hand, nervous, curious. We were led to the small space near the cockpit where the captain stood. Calm eyes, older than I expected, authority radiating without a trace of annoyance. "I wanted to speak with you directly," he said, looking first at my wife. "I'm sorry you were put in that situation." Karen's words echoed as he continued. He explained that the attendants had reported everything. The request, the comments, the pressure, the way my wife was spoken about. Then he said something that stunned me. The passenger confronting us claimed she needed accommodation. Privately, she admitted her real issue wasn't comfort. I furrowed my brow. Then what was it? The captain exhaled. She didn't think it was appropriate for a pregnant woman to occupy a desirable seat when others might want more. My wife's eyes widened, hurt flickering across her face. It wasn't about legroom. It wasn't about safety. It was entitlement, judgment, control. That kind of behavior isn't tolerated, he continued. "Here's what we'll do." He gestured toward the cabin. "We have 2 empty seats with extra legroom. You'll move there for the rest of the flight. No charge. Easier on you, more space." Relief, gratitude, vindication hit all at once. My wife's eyes filled, tears slipping quietly, but with a small smile. As we were escorted back, Karen rose, bags in hand, mouth open to argue, but no sound emerged. The attendant stopped at her row. "Ma'am," she said calmly, "the captain has denied your request. You will remain in your assigned seat for the remainder of the flight." Karen exploded. "This is unfair. They're being rewarded for causing trouble." "No, ma'am," the attendant replied evenly. "They're being treated with basic respect." We walked past her. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. Our upgraded seats felt like a different world. Space, air, peace. My wife settled in, breathing finally relaxed. And then it hit me. Karen never wanted our seats. She wanted power. And for once, she didn't get it. Instead, she got judgment while we got room to breathe. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. Every subscription motivates me to bring more dramatic, jaw-dropping HOA stories. Don't forget the bell icon. You won't want to miss the next story where justice is even more satisfying.